Oh shit. What's happening here? I think we might be live on YouTube. We might not be. I think we are though. So this is just a test. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing this nonsense with Kim. So I want to make sure that it works before we get there. Um, I've never done this before. I don't really know how it works. So we're going to test it. Oh, I can hear myself. That's not what I want. Oh, there's the button. Stop it. Go away. Again, I'm testing. So please forgive any nonsense. But anyways, just a test. I'm going to invite a friend in here. She has nothing to do with the alternative community, and none of you have heard of her speak. None of you know who she is. That's fine. She's just a friend of mine, personal friend. We've hung out multiple times in person. I'm sending her the invite now. And we'll go from there. But the idea, more or less, is to just make sure that this is working, and you can hear me, and eventually you'll be able to hear her. And then tomorrow, when Kim decides to join me, she will be on the other end of my whipping board. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that out loud. Anyways, so let's see what happens. Once again, I've invited a friend who is not a part of our alternative community at all. She is a hilarious woman, a beautiful human being, also a beautiful woman. And yeah, if we can get her to join, it should be at least hilarious for you all. This won't be long. Again, I'm just testing this platform to make sure that this will work so that tomorrow I don't have these hiccups when Kim does join. So my intention with Kim tomorrow, she says that she's from the same background that I am, so I'm going to run her through that gauntlet. The background that I come from has a very specific way of testing people. It's not dissimilar to the North American legal system. If you were to go to court, the prosecution would get up and they would make their case against you, and then the judge would stop them, or they would stop, and then the judge would give you a chance to speak to defend yourself. And so that's more or less what I'm going to play with Kim tomorrow. I have a lot to say. I've had a lot to say for a very long time. It has all been said publicly before, which I realize. It's also all been said to her directly before. So none of this is really new, but it's going to give all of you the opportunity to see not only me say it, but her respond. And then you can make up your own mind. You could get to play judge tomorrow. And that's kind of my goal, is to leave it in your hands as opposed to, condemning her myself or whatever else you want to call that. I'm going to leave it up to all of you to decide. When I first tried to organize with Kim, she wanted it on her channel, but her channel is behind a fucking paywall. I don't want you all to have to pay for it, ever. And anyone who comes along in the future and may question Kim, I would like them to have a resource that they can use to answer their questions and kind of see for themselves what this woman is all about. I mean, I could go into my text messages with her trying to set this up. I've posted some of them on the Ruiner Author Facebook page, so you can kind of see. She likes to play a lot of bullshit. She likes to try and use legalese to get out of actually answering questions. But I am me, and I'm not going to fucking allow that shit. And if you want to stand in front of me and try to talk bullshit, then you're going to have to answer for yourself. You can't hide behind pretty much anything. I've been there. I've dealt with people way bigger than you, and I'm not scared of you at all. What's her name? Who is she? Who is Kim? Well, Kim is this woman. It's Kim Grogan, Kim Garugian. I don't know how the fuck she pronounces her last name, but Kim um, became known because she convinced someone that I had vetted her, which I had not done. I had actually called bullshit on everything she had to say. I was the first person she ever contacted. And when she contacted me, she pitched her idea to me. And let's just say I know better. I know that there is no, secret funds or mystery funds or whatever the fuck that can be passed back onto the public. As much as I would love that to be true, it's not fucking true. It just does not exist. And any of you who know how money works know that that does not exist. So she's been promising everybody this payback on all this money she's been donated, which my best guess is up to the hundreds of thousands of dollars at this point. Over like a 4 or 5 year period, she's been playing this fucking stupid game. And it all came out because I was friends with Thomas Williams, who many of you may have seen on my podcast, may have heard me on his podcast. And she convinced Thomas while I was not paying attention that I had vetted her. And Thomas, being attracted to her and trusting me, believing her at her word that I had vetted her, started promoting her bullshit. And the two of them went on to about 2 to 4 years of promoting her bullshit, taking donations from people, promising this huge return, and never delivering on any of that. And any of you who know me and know my history are well aware of, my history with Corey Good and David Wilcock, which more or less went in the same fucking direction. David Wilcock had contacted me first about being on Cosmic Disclosure as the face of that Gaia TV show that he did. And when I refused, him and Corey came up with this Blue Avian Spearwing Alliance nonsense, which they sold to thousands of people and made hundreds of thousands of dollars selling to thousands of people, all based on a giant fucking lie. And Kim has more or less done the same thing. And I've called Corey out multiple times over the year. Corey has never agreed to talk to me, but Kim, in her fucking insane mind, actually agreed to talk to me about this. So tomorrow that will happen. And the way I plan to approach this is just by straight out calling her out and then giving her an opportunity to speak. And once she has spoken, that may turn into a debate. It may end up in me just kind of hanging up on her. It all depends on what she has to say. What I can promise you all is that if she starts to promote her bullshit at all, I will cut her the fuck off because I'm not having that. This is not about insider information. She has none. And I have nothing more to fucking tell you. I ended this channel for a goddamn reason. And that's because I reached the end of what I had to share. And anyone who's acting with integrity and acting in truth will reach an end on what they have to share because none of us are infinite wells of knowledge. Fact, we can agree. Okay, cool. Again, just waiting to see. I just want to see if I can get another person into here just for the testing purposes. Other than that, this video is utterly useless. It is just a test. Thank you all for kind of joining me. I see some people in the chat there. Lovely to see you all. I can't read it because my computer's running multiple processes at a time, and I'm a little bit paying attention to my cell phone here. Yeah, I don't know how this works. I literally just had to update Zoom and kind of Google the process of going straight from Zoom to YouTube. She has not seen my messages yet, so we've got some time. Anywho, What I am attempting to do with Kim is probably pretty futile. To be honest, like I've watched the likes of Simon Parks maintain an audience. I've watched the likes of Corey Good maintain an audience. Despite their epic levels of bullshit and the way that they've treated people behind the scenes. What I can say for myself is, despite the fact that I have come out with this fantastical fucking story, which I expect none of you to believe, I have not charged you a dime for it. And I have not begged you to believe me. And I have not put out anything where I was like, hey, if you don't believe me, you're a jackass. And then insulted you or called you Dark Cabal or told you that you were infiltrated by some kind of demon or told you that you were replaced by some kind of clone or any of that nonsense. Both Corey before her and Kim have now played. Thomas Williams kind of in the middle. But Thomas, I'm going to try my best to leave you out of this because at the end of the day, brother, I think you're a good-hearted man who just got caught up with some blonde girl that you wanted to fuck. There, I said it. And to be honest, when I came out and I said that, Kim has now responded to that on her own channel, more or less echoing what I already said, that her falling out with Thomas happened because he wanted to bang her and she didn't want to bang him, and therefore they had this fallout. Regardless of that, she likes to claim she does not listen to me. Well, hey, sweetie, how did you know I said that if you don't listen to me? Just saying. When is my interview with Kim? My interview with Kim tomorrow is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time. It's noon Mountain time. Whatever time zone you're in, you can figure it out from that. It's noon Mountain time. It's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whew. It should be fun. I really never thought she would have the balls to sit in front of me and have this conversation because, once again, she's got nothing to say unless she can put in front of me some type of evidence that somehow convinces me that she's telling the truth. Then I'm never going to believe her. And to be honest, I don't think that that evidence could possibly exist without the worst happening to her, which I don't want to totally state because I don't want those things to happen to her. Irrespective of all of that, there are many people in this community who have a fantastic story to tell, and I think that they should be able to tell that story without having to deal with some woman who claims to be Eve, the original Eve, making their life difficult. And, you know, some woman who claims to be in charge of a supercomputer that controls the entire world's financial system, as if there is such a thing, should be allowed to do that, because I think that all of you should have the opportunity to tell your story and explore your story without this nonsense kind of in the background. The nonsense of someone like a Corey Good who claims to be the ambassador for the fucking Blue Avians, the Spirit Being Alliance, that allegedly was fighting on behalf of humanity to save us all from the Dark Cabal. People, this is nonsense. None of these things exist. As much as I may like them to, they do not. And it's really kind of sad and kind of sick that there are people out there collecting donations, taking your money to prop up their position within this community as the Eve or the ambassador for whatever the fuck. You all know me at this point in time. I've done hundreds of hours of this now. All of my videos are free to use. I've never put anything behind a paywall. I've done interviews with people who have put things behind a paywall, but I have never personally put anything behind a paywall, and I never will. Maybe she won't show up. She'll probably no show. Probably not. But even if she doesn't, that should tell us all something, right? So this will be open just like it is right now, tomorrow with Kim. And I will show you on my cell phone that I have invited Kim. And if Kim does not show, then you will all understand why she did not show, right? Proof is always in the result. And I will go into more about this tomorrow. But someone like myself or like Kim or like Corey or like Simon Parks or XYZ other fucking whistleblower that comes along, you know, maybe we don't have proof to show you, but proof should be in the results. proof should be in our character. Kim has had multiple breakdowns on my Facebook wall. Multiple breakdowns. And those breakdowns don't happen from someone who spends every day dealing with the fucking world's elite. Trust me. Have you ever seen me have a meltdown on someone else's wall? No. And I haven't had to deal with those people for a good number of years now. But I grew up dealing with those people, and so I know better than to have a fucking meltdown on X, Y, or Z's wall. I may have meltdowns on my own wall because at the end of the day, I don't claim to be anything other than human. People like to attribute a lot of stuff to me. Oh, he's the son of Anu. Oh, he's a Rothschild. Oh, he's a Rockefeller. Oh, he comes from that family. Oh, he's half Draco. I've never denied any of that. But I've also never used any of that to gain your affection or gain your attention or gain your belief. Because I don't fucking care and I don't fucking want you to believe me. I want to be able to say what I'm saying. Of course, we all do, right? Whether or not you listen to me, whether or not you believe me, at the end of the day, that's all on you. Something that I wrote into the blog is the universe views those who sell and buy lies as equal. And I stand behind that. The other thing that I have repeatedly said is proof is always in the results. So before tomorrow, when I reiterate all of this, I kind of have 100% batting average right now with things that I have predicted would happen in the world, as opposed to things that did happen in the world. I said X, X happened. I said Y, Y happened. I said Z, Z happened. I have never said A and then D happened. I have never said B and then E happened. I have never said F and then J happened. Whereas Corey, Simon Parks, Kim have all said X while Z happened. And so proof is in the results. And I'm not asking you to believe me. I don't give a fuck if you believe me. The people who show up to these chats and listen to my YouTubes or follow me in any way, shape, or form, that's on you. I know that I am a good person and I act with integrity. I have had zero falling outs with people in 10 years of doing this. In 10 years of speaking publicly on these subjects, I have never been wrong. I have never had anyone create a group to bash me. I have never taken money from someone who didn't offer it freely and didn't do so in a way that was more in gift form, as opposed to, hey, you pay me, I'll tell you what's up. I've never, ever, ever, ever had to do that. So there you go. On my Facebook page, I have made the conversations between Kim and I public. How this all came about was, his name is Jeremy something. He goes by Raging Dissonant on the internet. I watched a video between him and Chris Sky, where he was calling out Chris Sky on more or less being way too egotistical. And when I was watching the video, and I was like, that's kind of how it would go if, Corey were to ever take my invitation to talk to me directly, or if Kim were to ever take my invitation to talk to her directly. And so I had made that post, and Kim responded under the name Christy Adams, which for years she claimed was not her, but is her. And she responded under that name. It's all on my Facebook, Shane Bales on Facebook. Go check it out for yourself. I'm not making any of this up. Go check it out. It's there. And if you were to scroll back about a year from now, you would also see this huge meltdown she had over a post that had nothing to do with her. But that's secondary. I'll get into that tomorrow. But just based on this talk, I posted that video. I made the comment, if Kim or Corey were to debate me, it would go something like this. And Kim responded. And Kim was like, hey, Shane, from Christy Adams' account. Hey, Shane, this is Kim. I'm game. Tell me when and where. So I was like, anytime, anywhere, you choose. Because I am that confident in my position. You can choose. What she chose was her own channel. But the more I looked into it, I realized that you guys would have to pay to see the video. I use this emoji all the time because I make this fucking motion all the time because this is relevant all the fucking time. But so I messaged her back and I was like, you know what, Kim? No, I want this free to everybody. I want this to be viewed by anybody. I want anyone who wants to share this to be able to share this. And therefore, I'm not going to allow this to be behind a paywall. And so I said I would do it on this channel, even though, as any of you who follow this channel know, I put this channel to sleep multiple months ago. I wrote I did the closure stream where I fucking cried like a baby in front of you all, and I explained to you why I don't want to do this anymore, and I don't want to do this anymore. I am resurrecting this channel to do this test and then do the talk tomorrow, simply because I do believe you all deserve to see it. You know, I do believe this is a good reason to resurrect this channel. And the reason why that is happening is because for the last 2 or 3 years now, on a 2-week averaged out basis, I get DMs or emails from people being like, so Kim, she says you vetted her. And we all believe her because you vetted her. And Thomas promoted her because you vetted her. What do you think about her information? First of all, I never fucking vetted her. I did exactly the opposite. I told her directly to her in a call just like this, except for I don't think we were actually on video. I think it was just audio. Regardless of that, I told her, you know, Kim, you're full of shit. I've seen this playbook before. I'm not fucking buying it. Move along. Go find your next victim. I will get into more details of why I came to that conclusion tomorrow, but that was what had happened. And at the time, I was going through a lot of personal things. I was going through a breakup. I lived with a woman for 5 years. We broke up. I was not in a place to do these videos or talk to you people, not you people, but like talk to this community or talk to anyone for that matter. I was just in a place where I needed to focus on me and my breakup and my moving forward. Okay. And that took me a good 2 years. When I came back, it was because I was getting all these emails from people being, hey, this Kim bitch is out here selling this fucking narrative that has to do with you and you vetting her. And apparently, you told people that she was real. At the end of the day, I never did that. I actually did exactly the opposite. I told her to her face she was full of shit. I told Thomas Williams she was full of shit. And at the time, that were the only two people involved, right? Like this tank guy, Speak Project, all this other stuff involved was not involved at the time. I had to talk to her and I had to talk to Thomas, and I told them both exactly what I thought, which is exactly what I think today. Kim is a liar. She has listened to people like me speak, all the people before me speak. She's read Fritz Springmeier's book. She's read David Wilcock's book. She's read David Icke's book. She's read all the books in this community. And she's put together this story that inserts her in this position of power, which is Eve. And she's come up with this story that supports her narrative. And, you know, it actually came up today on my Facebook where people were like, oh, well, there's collaborative information between the things that you said and the things that she said. Yeah, bitch, because she read my fucking story first. You know, if the chicken comes before the egg, and then you can then, as an egg, describe what a chicken looks like, that doesn't make you the fucking future seer. That just makes you someone who's observant. So she read my blog. She added to it. She took a genealogy chart that you can find anywhere on the goddamn internet, and she added details that I wrote into it, and then she filled in all the blanks with stuff that fit her narrative of her being Eve and her being in charge of the supercomputer and all the other nonsense that comes along with it. So tomorrow is going to be the opportunity where she sits in front of me face to face on one of these calls, on one of these videos, and I get to say all of this to her in front of you all, where I can just say, Kim, first of all, I never vetted you, and you know that. Second of all, the only reason Thomas Williams even backed you was because he wanted in your vagina. Thirdly, if it wasn't for those two steps, there would be no Speak project for you. And that's just a fact. If the house has no foundation, the house doesn't stand, correct? So if you eliminate the foundation, the house tumbles. And tomorrow, that is exactly what's going to happen. Is I'm going to take away the foundation that I vetted her. I'm going to reiterate why Thomas Williams backed her. I'm going to treacherously give her the opportunity to speak so that I can pull apart her words line by line. And then from there, if you believe her, that's on you. I can't even blame her anymore. I have to blame you because the person who buys lies is equal to the person who sells them. Without her foundation, she is nothing. Without THI, without Thomas Williams believing that I vetted her, none of you would have ever heard from her. Right? That's just fair enough to say. We can all agree, right? Okay. From there, she has sold all this nonsense about how she has these meetings with Trump and she has this meetings with so-and-so and she's accomplished all this and that. But all she's really doing is reading the news and being like, oh yeah, I'm the reason why the president of France did this. I'm the reason why the president of Ethiopia did this. There's no fucking truth to any of it. And it's fucking gross. And it's fucking gross because people are throwing money at her. I've been at this for 10 years. Some of you have been nice enough to donate me, say, a pair of shoes. Shout out to my friend in Japan there. Or maybe $5 here and there. Or maybe you're like, hey, I want to throw you $50 because I got a lot from what you said. Okay, cool. But at any point in time, have I stood up here and said, if you want the Draco to leave, give me $10,000 and I can make them leave? I haven't fucking done that. I'm never going to fucking do that. I would not fucking do that. I spent enough time on that side of things to know that anyone in that position of power, the last thing they would want to do is come on fucking YouTube and talk to you people. And again, no offense to you people. I love you people. I hope you know that. You should know that by now. I think I've proven that by now. But there's no fucking way I would do that. And to be honest, like when I wrote my blog, it wasn't for all of you guys. As I've talked about many fucking times. It was never for any of you guys. It was for people who know me personally, who I have one-on-one, face-to-face interacted with, that are also part of the programs, projects, and cults that I came from. And so I didn't need to verify myself to them. They knew because they were in the same fucking bunkers I was in, and we shared a cell side by fucking side, and there was no need for me to convince them of anything. They came to me for information. And so I gave them information. Unfortunately for me, at the time, David Wilcock and Corey Good were selling this goddamn fiction of the Sphere Being Alliance and the Blue Avians. And I wrote a blog called Avians. And because people were searching Blue Avians, they found my blog, Avians. And because of that, it ended up on Project Camelot, it ended up on Project Avalon, it ended up on David Icke's forum, it ended up on Coast to Coast AM, it ended up on all these different conspiracy sites, all because avians was one of the words. And once again, many of you have heard this story, but for those of you who haven't, I'll reiterate this. I went from about 2021 readers to 400,000 readers, literally overnight, because of that one blog. And that was because of the nonsense Corey Good was selling to you. And if by now you don't understand that that is nonsense, then to be honest, just shut off this video right now. Fucking go home, go wherever, go do your thing. Stop fucking listening because like you're hopeless. We can't help you. But if you're not one of those people, then yeah, continue listening. because, any one of us who are real, we don't want your money. We don't want your sympathy. We don't want your attention. We want the truth. We want change. We want something to happen. And to be honest, this position that Kim likes to pretend that she occupies, if I had that position, the last thing that I would be doing in my fucking life would be coming on YouTube to talk to any of you about it. I would be behind the scenes, doing what you do behind the scenes, and I would be making changes. And before you ever knew who Shane was, you would be able to see those changes long before you ever heard me speak about it. And to be honest, even if I could make those changes, I probably still wouldn't talk to you about it. I would just do it. Why? Because I actually want to see things change. I don't want to make money off of you. I have a regular job, just like the majority of you. I make my money by helping people. That is how I make my money. I have 2 jobs, and both of my jobs help people. But I don't make my money convincing you to believe that I am Adam, the original fucking man on planet Earth, and that my DNA is required to run this supercomputer that is in control of all the world's financial systems. I don't do any of that. I have made multiple YouTube videos. I've made all sorts of outstanding claims. I understand that. But I've never done it at a price tag, and I've never done it with any sort of promise. I've never promised you anything. In my blog, I made some claims. All right. I claimed that a lot of the projects, programs, and cults associated with what you call the Illuminati were closing. I did that. And how I said you would be able to see the evidence of the proof and the result of that would be people getting thrown under the bus. And about a year after I finished the blog, we had Jeffrey Epstein. And about 2 years after I finished the blog, we had Harvey Weinstein. And since then, we've had multiple such instances of what you can clearly see were cults being thrown out of the goddamn bus because the Draco left and the programs, projects, and cults associated with the Draco were no longer required. And therefore, those cults, programs, and projects could be thrown under the bus. And I said it, and then you have real world results that back up what I said. Right? What else did I say? I said Donald Trump would be the next American president in 2014, and in 2016, I'm bad with numbers. Donald Trump became president. I said that Donald Trump wouldn't get reelected, that there would be election fraud. I said that we would not get the disclosure that the David Wilcox and the Corey Goods and the Simon Parks and the multiple other people in this community were saying you were going to get. I said none of that would happen. I said we would get the path of discoveries, which is exactly what they called it. And I wrote a blog about it. And what have we had in the real world since I said that? A path of discoveries. They have discovered the phenomenon of UFOs. They have discovered the ability to contact people in dreams. They have discovered the ability to augment people's DNA. They have discovered the ability to contact lucid dreamers. They have discovered. There has been no disclosure. So based on the few claims that I made, and based on the results, my batting average is 1,000. Kim's batting average is 0, a big old 0. Corey's batting average is 0, A big old zero. Simon Park's batting average is zero. A big old zero. Multiple other people out there, their batting average is zero. Like zero. Like not one or two, zero. But yet, we have this huge consistency of this community donating money to them, tuning into their channels every week, buying their fucking nonsense every week based on a big old zero. And I'm not saying that makes me better and you should all listen to me. I don't want you to even listen to me. That's why I quit this nonsense. But I want you to pay the fuck attention. You don't believe a word that comes out of Anthony Fauci's shit. I shouldn't even need to say his name, or I might actually get a strike on this channel. But you don't give a flying fuck about what comes out of X, Y, or Z's name, right? Mouth, sorry. And why? Because they've been caught lying to you over and fucking over again. Well, guess what? Corey Good has been caught lying to you over and over again. Simon Parkes has been caught lying to you and abusing women over and over and over again. Kim has been caught lying to you over and over and over again. And because nobody in this community seems to have whatever you want to call it to stand up to these people, I'm right fucking here and I'm willing to do it. And tomorrow I will do it if Kim shows. I think she will. But if Kim shows tomorrow, you will see me stand in front of her and say everything I've just said with a smile on my face, as polite as I can fucking muster it, until she shuts the fuck up. Or I have to rage quit the video. Whatever comes first. And Simon, Corey, any of the other people out there who are making these fucking claims and want to come and stand in front of me and fucking have this out with me, you're more than welcome to. I would be happy. Corey, I've been begging you for years, motherfucker. So you go ahead, come step in front of me. All right? I'm the one who showed our Skype chats that show that you're a fucking lying piece of shit. I will stand behind that until the day I fucking die, dude. Go ahead. Face me. Simon? You're Anu's son. I'm Anu's son. Let's have this out, dude. Let's do it. Anybody else? Again, let's do it. So, once again, for people who don't know who Kim is, because I just see that there, Kim has been collecting hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations over the last 4 to 5 years from people because she claims to be the original Eve. She tells people that the movie Jupiter Ascending is about her. You know, Mila, whatever, like the 70s show girl, her character is allegedly Kim. She calls herself Kim Possible after the fucking cartoon. If you're not familiar with the cartoon, go watch a couple episodes tonight. You'll get it. You'll understand why she calls herself that. She's been taking all this money and promising back 3 to 4 times that amount of money. If you're familiar with the concept of universal basic income, she's more or less promised universal basic income to her audience for 4 or 5 years now and keeps claiming at the 0 hour, I got blocked by President Biden, even though Trump and I had the conversation where Trump was 100% for it, Biden was not. And then Biden got elected, so of course Trump couldn't pull the trigger. It's the same fucking bullshit that David Wilcock has been pulling for years. The dark cabal are going to be mass arrested. They're all going to jail. Oh shit, at the 0 hour, someone stepped in and made it so that my prediction of July 17th of that year couldn't actually come true because the dark cabal. No, it's because you're fucking liars. You are fucking liars. And as someone who gets called a liar on a regular basis because I made fantastical claims, I have no problem turning around and calling you a fucking liar. At least the things that I claimed would happen, you can see evidence for. The other part, and this is something that I will once again hammer home with Kim tomorrow, is I've been doing this for a long time, guys. You've watched me cry on this channel. You've watched me laugh on this channel. You've watched me smoke weed on this channel. You've watched me drink alcohol on this channel. You've watched me, talk nonsense. You've watched me tell stories. You've watched me tell the truth. You've watched me do all of this stuff. And I've talked to people behind the scenes, and I've had a lot of people, like, let's just say that I'm me that like Kim is me and I am some guy on the internet, I have made myself available to that guy on the internet so that he could air all of his grievances to me, so that he could tell me how full of shit that I am, one-on-one over Skype calls. I've made myself available for that. You want to call bullshit on me? Go ahead, call bullshit on me. You know what? I will empathize with you. I will sympathize with you. In a lot of ways, I will agree with you. But at the end of the day, I also know that I'm not lying and I'm not gaining from this. I don't need your attention. How many times have I walked away from this shit, people? You all know. Any of you who like and respect and love me, you all know I've walked away from this multiple times. And I've come back because there is a bookshelf here and people are going to fill that bookshelf full of books. And I would rather have my book on that shelf than Corey Good's book on that shelf, because at least I know that my book is real. And I know that Kim's is not. And so, if this is what it takes, this is what I will do. I will stand in front of her and I will tell her why I believe what she's saying is bullshit. And I will give her the opportunity to speak. I will rip that apart like I am very good at doing. And then, if she can stand all of that without running away with her tail between her legs, we can have an actual debate. And at the end of the day, you guys get to be the judge. I'm not even claiming to say that I'm right. I just want it to be aired in such a way that you guys can decide who is right and who is wrong. Because I have a lot of people out there that I love and respect who have been duped by her nonsense and have donated her money and have lost things because of her and have been harmed because of her reaction to them questioning her. Whereas I know personally, I've never done that to any of you. And this is a call out to any of you who may think that I've done that to you. Come forward. Say that I fucked you over. Say that I took your money for no reason. Say that I've trashed you behind the scenes. Say that I've done any of that stuff. If I've done it, I'll own up to it. But I'm confident to say that because I know that I haven't. So, proof is always in the result. I have produced results. The only person I can also think of that has is maybe Duncan O'Finian. For a brief while, Max Spears. But my fucking memory draws a blank at that point. I don't know who else has. Do you? Do you? Do you? All right then. There's your own fucking answer. So, thank you for your time. My friend D apparently can't make it, so I can't test this properly. If any of you have me on Instagram or my cell phone number and want to jump on this call with me right now, please message me or text me, and I'll invite you in. Just to test the platform and make sure that this will work tomorrow. But I'm pretty sure it's just a matter of, giving her that number there in front of my face. And she should be able to join me just fine. If you guys are seeing this on YouTube, then that's pretty much the proof that I need that this works. And that's all we need for tomorrow. I just need a platform which she's willing to come on and talk. You know, for multiple years, Corey was not. I highly doubt fucking Simon ever would. Dude could hardly make it through a Skype call with me. That's how much of a bitch he is. Sorry to be condescending, but yeah. Donald Marshall. I'm sympathetic to Donald Marshall because Donald Marshall is highly damaged, but Donald Marshall is also very right in a lot of ways. And I don't think that Donald Marshall is intentionally trying to mislead people. I think that Donald Marshall's got a little bit of a broken brain due to all of the shit that he's been through. And so his ego is way out of whack. and he's wrong about a lot of things, and he's taken a few other things a little bit too far. But I don't think that his intentions are wrong. And I see you guys throwing other names at me. Um, Linda Eisenhower. Linda, if you happen to be listening to this, come on and have this conversation with me, because I don't believe you either. Like I'm pretty sure I could throw you a lot farther than I believe you, no matter what your last name is. Lyndon Moulton Howe. Yeah. I think I've heard her speak once. Again, I don't know enough. I don't listen to this stuff, guys. I really don't. I went through the experiences I went through, and I shared them with an audience that isn't you, and you guys all heard it. And now I'm in this community as that part of this community, and I'm trying to honor that as much as I can. But to be honest, like a lot of these people I've never listened to. Thomas Williams and I were friends for quite some time. I had a lot of respect to him. Right up until the point in time I realized that he was abusing his girlfriend, who is a good friend of mine, in order to support Kim. In which case I had to threaten him with punching him in the fucking face if he touched his girlfriend again. And that should be enough said. To be honest, I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're hitting a woman or you're abusing a woman, you can deal with me face to face. And I have no problem punching you in your mouth. You may say violence is not the answer, but in terms of a man hitting a woman or abusing a woman, yes, violence is exactly the fucking answer. And I'm not going to feel like I didn't just say that, because I said it, I fucking meant it. If you're a man who abuses a woman, you deserve a punch in your mouth. Bottom line. It doesn't matter if you're physically abusing them or emotionally and mentally abusing them, you deserve a punch in your fucking mouth. Bottom line. David Icke. I love David. David was one of the first people to share my blog, as a matter of fact. We had spoken behind the scenes when he didn't know who Shane Bales was. He didn't know who Shane Sador was. He had no idea who the Ruiner was, because the Ruiner wasn't created then, but he knows this voice. He knows who I am, because I fed a couple of his books long before he ever became the David Icke that you know today. And if David wanted to have a chat with me, absolutely, I would have a talk with David Icke. I don't think that David Icke is intentionally misleading anybody ever. I think that David Icke may have some things wrong, but he's doing it from a place of, let's call it, integrity. And that's possible for anybody. Lots of people can have things wrong. I have some things wrong, I'm sure, but I'm doing it from a place of integrity. It's not a place to mislead you. I'm not trying to make your money. I'm not trying to mislead you or boost my own ego up in any sort of way or make you believe me because I am the fucking atom or anything of the above. But yeah. And in terms of, the Ruiner, yeah, I put this shit to sleep. I tried to kill the Ruiner in a way. Like, I'm not that guy anymore and haven't been for a really long time. So I don't feel that, but I'm willing to do interviews with other people on their channel aside from, what I'm going to do tomorrow with Kim. So again, if any of you would like to have me on your channel to talk, I'm happy to do so. Oh, Emily and Gary are here. Hi guys, love and respect you both. Let me move this over a bit so I can actually see the chat. Oh, there we go. Fancy. But anyways, my point being that I think we've all had about enough of this. I honestly thought that the Ruiner would put all of this whistleblower nonsense to bed. I thought maybe you would all wake up enough through what I disclosed and how I acted after I disclosed it to not believe any of these whistleblowers anymore. But some of you have. And so some of you still need a little bit of a wake-up call. Hopefully tomorrow helps that. How about Og Tellez? Og Tellez is a very similar fucking story because that dude used to sit in group chats with me and Z, and some of you may be familiar with Z, maybe you're not. Me and Z and some other people, and like Z, I believe, does have some background. And he listened to us, and then he regurgitated everything that he heard from us, and he made his own shit. And that's not even to say that he didn't have his own experiences in these programs and projects. I'm just saying that he took the experience that he had and he exaggerated it. Spencer seems like a good guy. I've never actually had the opportunity to properly assess. So again, no comment on Spencer. Spencer seems like a nice guy. Um, and again, like people out, this is a question I get all the time. Well, what do you think about so and so's information? What do you think about so and so's information? I haven't fucking listened to their information. Unless them and I have been kind of friends, then I've probably never listened to their information. And that's just a fact. I don't listen to stuff on YouTube about the alternative community. I don't. People will send me clips of like something Kim says, and I have to listen to. I killed 19 assassins last night. No, you fucking didn't, bitch. I could slap you in your face if I hit women. But I don't. And you're lucky that I don't, because I was slapping your face just to prove the fucking point that you can't take out 19 goddamn assassins. You can't even take me out. And I'm sitting right here in my goddamn bedroom in Toronto. You've got 24 hours at least before our discussion to take me out. I dare you. But anyways, people are starting to ask me about previous videos I've made. I've put the ruiner to bed, people. Like I really have. I don't want to go down that road anymore. I will do it in the context of other people wanting to interview me for their channel, because one thing I've noticed is there's a lot of really good people out there starting YouTube channels these days and trying to get to the bottom of a lot of different information. And I support that. And I 100% support that. So I will always, if you're a friend of mine, like a Randy Moggins, if you're an Emily Moyer, if you're Gary, if you're, some of the other people in this chat that would like to talk to me, 100%, I will come on your channel. We can talk. You can ask me whatever the fuck you want. There's no secrets. There's no hiding. Nothing is off the channel. Bring it. We will have the conversation. But I'm not going to go through someone's YouTube channel just to verify or discredit or naysay or support them at this point in my life. Maybe that segues me into what I am doing. So I'm writing a book, which I plan to be a series of books, kind of like Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles, where I'm going to tell the Ruiner's story in a fictional setting so that I don't have to deal with this nonsense. And in a way, I'll still be able to share with you everything that I ever wanted to share with you. I can do it in a fictional setting where I don't have to answer to the lore that has been created by people like Corey Good and people like Simon Parks and people like Kim along the way. I can just say what I want to say in my fictional setting. It's a story. Enjoy it or don't. Take from it what you will. And we'll move on from there. So I think that's pretty much it. This is kind of fun. I kind of want to keep ranting. But kind of why? Like, guys, I have a lot of love and respect for you all. And to be honest, like I've seen my friends and I've seen people that I don't know interview Kim, and I've never seen anyone go, you know what, that sounds like bullshit. You know what, Kim, that is bullshit. Why are you saying this? Why are you saying this? You're not fucking Eve. There is no fucking Eve. There is no fucking Eve. At the end of the day, Eve was part of a fictional goddamn story that is called the fucking Holy Bible. Whether you want to listen to me and believe that that was written by the Draco or not, I think we can all agree that's a fictional fucking story. And so Eve was never a real bitch. She was never a real woman. Sorry. That was never a real person. It's a title. It's a analogy. It's a concept. It's an idea of the first woman. It's not a real person. And don't you think that if they based Jupiter ascending on fucking Eve, they would have at least at one point in time called her Eve or referred to her as Eve? No, because she's Jupiter and it's a fictional fucking movie. And yes, it may be part of unofficial disclosure and it may have some truth to it, but Jupiter's not a real character either, and neither is Eve. And this is something I'm going to have to say to Kim tomorrow. Since I made that post about Kim, do you want to know how many different women have contacted me saying that they are Eve? No disrespect to any of you, because I'm sure a lot of you are watching. But do you want to know? It's more than 5. It's more than 10. It's more than 20. More than 20 women have contacted me in the last week to tell me that we know Kim is full of shit because I am Eve. Holy fuck, there's 20 fucking Eves out there. You know what I mean? Eve was never even a real name. Like many of the things in history, like Osiris, like Ra, like Osiris, like Isis, like many of these things, they're not names, they're titles. Marduk is not a name, it's a title, which will come up tomorrow because Marduk is a big thing between him and I. But it's not a name, it's a fucking title. Mary Magdalene was made up as part of a goddamn story to sell you this ideology that is a regurgitation of several ideologies that predated her. Guys, out of one side of your face, you get it. Out of the other side of your face, you want to believe it. And I understand that. I understand that the world fucking sucks. And I understand that we're all hurting. And I understand that we all want something to hold on to. And we all want something to help us ascend. But we're looking for love in all the wrong places. And these are not the places that we want to look. Atom is atom, as in atoms. That is a lot more fucking true than Simon Park's version of Atom. Garen fucking T it. Again, Simon, you can come talk to me too, brother. Brother. You can come talk to me too. Corey, I know you still watch all of these, bitch. I fucking know that you do. Come talk to me. You can't. It's been 7 fucking years now, Corey. Come talk to me. The first one of you to actually have enough balls is actually Kim, and I need to give her some credit for that. Because I've been calling bullshit on all of you guys for fucking years now, and none of you have stepped forward to say anything except for behind the scenes and off record and behind my back. David Wilcock has still not mentioned a goddamn thing about the Ruiner. Still not mentioned a goddamn thing about the Ruiner, even though I have produced Skype recordings of him asking me to do Cosmic Disclosure before Corey Good did. And he still does not have the balls to face me directly. Why? Because he knows that he is lying. And he knows that he cannot face me with those lies in front of you all. Just like Corey knows that he cannot face you with those lies in front of you all. For whatever delusional fucking thought is in Kim's head, she thinks that she can face me in front of you all and somehow prove me to be the liar. Bitch, I don't need to prove shit. You need to prove a lot. I haven't made any claims other than you're lying. And therefore, the only thing that I need to prove is that you can't prove me wrong. If there was a court case and I charged you with murder, it is on you to prove that you did not murder the person I said you murdered. It's not on me to prove that you did. The fact that I had you charged was enough. And that's where we are right now, Ken. I know you're going to watch this before the talk tomorrow. And that's where we are. I'll reiterate this to you tomorrow, but this is not about me proving you to be a liar. This is about you proving yourself to be telling the truth. If I was the person on the stand, I would accept that too. And in case you all forgot, back when the Ruiner blog came out, I had a very public person call bullshit on everything that I said and call nonsense on everything about me. And what was my reaction to that? Was it to run away and hide for 4 years? No. I called him up directly. I said, hey, bud, let's have a conversation. And so we had a conversation off the record. And that led into a conversation on the record. And that gentleman's name was C.W. Chanter. And that interview is still up for all of you to see. Proof is always in the result. That is a fact. Whether you're on your side of things or whether you come from the same background I did, you will know that phrase. Proof is always in the result. There's another thing that I want you all to keep in mind before my talk with Kim tomorrow. Is something that we say on the inside all the time is if you can't say it simply, don't say it at all. If you can't speak to me simply, don't speak to me at all. So any of you who've watched over the last couple of days me posting our Facebook Messenger conversations, you can see her run around in words, right? Like even this, I said I wanted it on my channel and not on her channel so that it wasn't behind a paywall. Her response to that was, well, Carrie Cassidy's stuff is behind a paywall. First of all, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Secondly, it wasn't behind a paywall 4 years ago when I did the interview with her. So what's your fucking point, Kim? Oh, you're trying to defer from the fact that you're a fucking liar and I just called you on being a fucking liar. So bring it on, sweetie. I'm right here. Send all of your assassins after me. Send the world's supercomputer after me. I fucking dare you. I double dog dare you. But you're not going to because you can't. Because you don't. And unfortunately, you're dealing with a man who has actually dealt with the bullshit you try to own. I'm sorry. But that's the truth. I'm just reading your comments now to see if there's anything else I should address. What did Corey do to Randy? Corey didn't really do anything to Randy other than Randy was friends with Thomas and wanted to support Thomas and therefore had Kim on and took a lot of flack because of the fact that he had her on his channel. Because apparently, if you have someone on your channel, you're vetting what they're saying and therefore you're culpable too, which I don't necessarily agree with. I actually had that out with Jay Widener when I interviewed him about the whole Gaia TV nonsense, because he was in charge of Gaia TV when Corey became a fixture on Gaia TV, and he had the opportunity to stop Corey from becoming a fixture on that TV, and he didn't. And he should be held accountable for that. And he took accountability for that. He did, to Jay's credit. He took accountability for that. And that's really all we can ask for people. We all make mistakes. It's a matter of whether or not you own them or not. If I fucked up, like even if I'm wrong about Kim and 2 years from now, it's all over the fucking news that she is the real Eve, I'll be the first person to go like, I'm an asshole. I'm fucking sorry. I should have fucking believed her. But that's never going to fucking happen. So I don't need to deal with that. But yes, we can all be so gullible. We can all be so gullible. And to be honest, I've thought about calling bullshit on the things that I've said. And I think I've said this before publicly as well. But I've even thought about calling bullshit on the stuff I've said just to make that point to you guys. That's iced tea. I know it's in a small little glass, but it's iced tea. If you could smell it, you would see it's iced tea. And not Long Island iced tea. It's not a spiked iced tea. It's just a regular iced tea. But anyways, if, I've thought about calling bullshit on myself just to make the point to you guys that, you will believe just about anything that's been thrown out in front of you. That's not true for all of you, so I shouldn't make that blanket statement. But for many fucking people out there, like thousands of fucking people out there, it doesn't matter what the fuck they say, it's gonna be believed. And there's a reason for that. It's because we've been MK Ultra'd as a fucking species for so fucking long that we're looking for a savior, right? We're looking for a savior. So the savior need is great. And so someone like Kim coming along can very clearly see that need and very easily play that savior. And there's a part of me that at least I feel empathy for those who buy her bullshit, because I know why they buy her bullshit. Because they do want the world to be better. They do want to see these changes happen. I want to see these changes happen too. But Kim's not going to do it. And neither is David Wilcock, and neither is Corey Good, and neither is Simon Parks, and neither is Shane the fucking Ruiner. Okay? We're not. So, if you want things to be saved, go out there and figure out how to save your fucking self. Sad but true. That's the supercomputer mine Bitcoin. Oh my God, don't get me started on Bitcoin. That's a whole other podcast I never want to have to do. Thomas Williams is just as guilty as Kim. Why aren't you exposing Thomas? He is a grifter. I called Thomas out very, very, very publicly and directly when this all started. I actually was more focused on Thomas than I was on Kim. But that's more of a man-to-man thing, because like I really, 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 really distaste a man who abuses a woman. So again, Thomas, you're invited too. You want to come to the party? You want to come hang out? We'll have a talk. No fucking problem. To be honest, Thomas, I think that you're redeemable. I honestly do. I think it just is a matter of you coming out and saying, you know what? I was wrong. I wanted her pussy. I couldn't get her pussy. Now that I know I can't get her pussy, sorry for repeating pussy and being vulgar like this, guys, but I'm not wrong. Because I couldn't get her pants, let's put it a little bit nicer. Now I realize that I need to stand up and say, you know what? Like, yeah, I sat in the house with her while she claimed to take out 19 assassins, and she literally never got out of the chair. Thomas, you could save your fucking self by doing that. To be honest, I think a lot of us would feel a lot more respect for you if you were to do that. So that's always an option too, brother. Come on, contact me. We'll do that. But I don't think you'll do that, because that also requires you to call bullshit on at least 2 years of your own material, and that's, really hard to do. I know that because I've had to call bullshit on 4 years of my own material in order to produce new material. So I know exactly how that would feel. And I don't think you have the level of integrity that I do, brother. That's a challenge, straight up. Do you? I'm here. You have my contact. I haven't blocked you in any sort of way. So you can contact me anytime you want. We'll have that conversation. No, I don't want to explain about the Black Sun, King Solomon, or the Abraxas family, because it's so stooped in the fucking lore of this alternative community that it's not worth talking about anymore. If you want to hear me talk about the Abraxas family, go back to my Cypher series and watch me watch Jupiter Ascending. Listen to what I said about that. There's your answer. Aside from that, I'm not playing these fucking games with you people. No offense to Truth Seeker. I don't know you, or maybe I do. I'm sure you're a perfectly fine human being who maybe deserves an answer for that, but that's not why I'm fucking here. I'm only here because I care about you guys, and I've seen way too many people hurt by people like him. And if it takes me being the one to stand up to her because nobody else seems to want to do it, I'll do it. I really did hope somebody else would step up and do it by now, but nobody has. So bring it on. I've stood in front of way worse beings than Kim. And that's a fact. Anyways, I think we're at the end of the conversation, or the end of the questions. I think I've said plenty. And anything more? We'll go through tomorrow. Well, if she shows up, even if she doesn't show up, I'll still do a podcast tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, if she doesn't show up, then if one of you guys wants to jump on with me, or multiple of you people want to jump on with me and we could have this conversation, I am totally down. I really do think that she will show up. I really do think that it will be hilarious. And I really do think that it'll help the next generation of truth seekers not fall into the same trap, as our current generation of truth seekers have done. So, all right, guys, Lots of love and respect to you all. Thank you for tolerating my rant tonight. And I really hope that you will show up tomorrow for that talk. And if you missed that, tomorrow evening, I'm doing a podcast with Here for the Truth podcast, is what they're called. And I believe that will be live on their YouTube, or I don't know if it's live or if it's pre-recorded. Regardless, that will be up soon. And anything that I do outside of my own channel, I will definitely post on the Ruiner Facebook page for you all to be able to find, because there's a lot of good people out there and a lot of good people doing podcasts with a lot of good intentions behind it. And I will share all of those that I take part in with you. So once again, lots of love and respect to you all. Thank you for tolerating my test, and we'll see you all soon.